Do you want to connect to your unique path and free-spiritedness as an Andromedan? If you believe that you are an Andromedan starseed and want to connect to the 12th dimensional divine feminine frequency of Andromeda, then this is the video for you. I have channeled these messages from the Andromedan frequency to help you open portals to this dimension of reality. The Andromedans want to help guide you to break the chains in your life from all that holds you back and binds you. Protect yourself from all draconian frequencies with the help of the Blue Avian Andromedan descendants, which have also come through in today's video. For those who haven't yet seen my Andromedan Starseed video, you can click up here to learn more about Andromeda. But for those who want to stick around, I'm going to give you a quick crash course. So Andromeda actually was an Ethiopian princess, although some sources state that she was of the Phoenician Empire, which had trade routes along the Mediterranean Sea, across North Africa, and the Greek city-states. This was a great cultural hub, and the exchange of influences, of ideas, of not only material goods but also of cultures was very heavily prevalent. To connect to the energy of Andromeda as she lived on Earth before she was ascended to the skies in our heavenly bodies as a constellation, you can connect to the frequency of the land in which she roamed, and also the lands that enriched her empire, right? So connecting to ancient gods and goddesses of the Greeks, specifically Athena is coming through very strongly. You could also connect to Mesopotamian gods and goddesses, specifically Ishtar is coming through very strongly. And you can also connect to, of course, ancient Egyptian gods and goddesses, specifically Isis is a very strong frequency that holds that of the Andromedan frequency. You could even venture back into ancient history, the Grecian land of Mycenae, and also the ancient Italic culture of the Etruscans, which had rich relations to the Celtic world in terms of trade, and both cultures helped to form the Bronze Age, when this metal was heavily utilized throughout tools, weapons, and so forth. The Andromedans want me to remind you that what gave these ancient beings, these pharaohs and high priestesses, their high ranking to be venerated so greatly, right, as spiritual beings, was due to the connection to their personal power that they possessed. It was their high spiritual power that gave them such high veneration and political power, as well as royal status. The Andromedans want to remind you that this power is something that you have access to and that we all have the power to possess. Now we're going to get into some meteor showers that you can watch out for that are actually portals to the Andromedan frequency. So if you want to connect to Andromedan star beings and your innate nature as an Andromedan starseed yourself, then here are some meteor showers to look out for. So first let's talk about what a meteor shower is. So a meteor shower is actually when Earth passes a large concentration of meteors as they pass through Earth's atmosphere or burn through Earth's atmosphere. That is what creates a meteor shower, which are commonly known as shooting stars. These are really beautiful spectacles. If you ever get to see one or have witnessed one, you will realize how magical it is to experience such a somewhat rare occurrence depending on where you are in the world. So First, let's talk about the Andromedids, formerly known as the Baileids, after the comet Biela's comet, which eventually broke into pieces so that comet is no longer a comet anymore, but instead forms the Andromedids, which occurs in the Andromeda Constellation anywhere in between mid-November to mid-December is when you can witness this meteor shower. It is visible in the northern hemisphere on this day. During or around this occurrence, you want to look out for any signs or synchronicities that happen in your life, as this could be a message that Andromeda has for you. So some other space objects to look out for within the Andromeda constellation are some of the brightest stars in Andromeda, the brightest star being Alpha Andromedae, which is actually placed within the Pegasus constellation, which again is that link to Athena, who is an ancient Greek goddess. It is said that a Pegasus arose from her blood, forming this, mythical creature. And this constellation actually borders Andromeda. And then there's Beta Andromedae, which is a red giant, which could actually be seen with the naked eye. And then also the Andromeda constellation houses the Blue Snowball Nebula, which is this really beautiful star, which was formerly a red gas giant that has aged over time, and was actually found by the famous German astronomer William Herschel. Yes, I've watched the cosmos, clearly. A way that I really enjoy watching the stars is through this app called Starwalk. I discovered it as a child in middle school, and haven't ever deleted it off my phone, and still use it today. It's so beautiful and it's such a great way to access the heavens in real time, which is just so mind-blowing and amazing, and I'm just captivated every time I open this app. And then of course you could also invest in a telescope. There are so many options ranging anywhere from low-end prices to more high-end prices, and there are telescopes that are really good for people in urban areas as well, that are specifically formulated for light pollution. So you might want to invest. So if you want to go star hunting, those are my suggestions for you. The second meteor shower to look out for is the Perseids, which actually takes place within the constellation of Perseus, who was Andromeda's lover, husband, counterpart. These occur within mid-August. Perseus not only slayed the sea monster Cetus, saving Andromeda from her fate of being sacrificed to this creature by her father because of her mother's boasting that she was more beautiful than Poseidon's sea nymphs. Along with breaking her chains, Perseus was also famous for retrieving the head of Medusa. Using the shield of Athena, he was able to see Medusa's reflection and slay her as well, actually freeing her from her existence as this monstrous creature, ending her cursed life of being unduly punished by Athena and the god of the sea, Poseidon, for being so beautiful and so graceful and so exquisite. Perseus met with many titans on his journey from retrieving Medusa's head, and while flying over North Africa is when he met Andromeda. So Perseus, was a great warrior whose name lived on for eternity. He also founded the prehistoric Greek city-state of Mycenae, The Perseids could call you to embrace your inner warrior and also embrace your ability to charm and mesmerize and captivate with your God-given talent. And the last two ways that you can connect to the frequency of Andromeda, opening a portal in a sense in your life to this energetic frequency and constellation and empowering your unique path and starseed mission, is to connect to the attributes of the Blue Avians, which are the essentially ancestors of the Andromedans. These beings are very old and wise creatures. Their skin is of a dark blue navy, and due to Andromeda being such a faraway galaxy and the Blue Avians being so deep in space, you can connect to the Blue Avians through the energy of fire and ice, right? Because this is the stuff of stars, of deep space. Meteors, comets are these icy gaseous forms and fiery substances, right? The Blue Avians want you to know that they show up in your life when your desire to heal yourself and your own consciousness, as well as the conscious reality of humanity, is strong enough. That is when they appear to guide you, aid you, and your healing journey. In connecting with the energy of fire and ice specifically, the healing processes that these elements embody is coming through very strongly. I specifically heard cryo chambers and saunas as well. And then lastly, angel number 711 is how you can know that the Blue Avians or the Andromedans are reaching out to you in order to assist you along your path. Thank you for joining us today. We cannot wait to meet with you again sometime soon. Your presence on this planet is greatly appreciated. For more assistance along your starseed path, check out any of the links in my description below. Feel free to check out the wellness products linked in the description below as well. And I will see you next week for a brand new video.